Welcome to my guide on how I AFK'd the Ape Atoll agility course with 4 clicks. First off, for the requirements, you will need to have 75 agility. This is because you will no longer fail the course, in which case you can also do this at 70, although it's suggested to get about 72, so you can use a summer pie to boost it plus 5, in which case you'll have a minimum of 3 minutes of AFK at a time. For the requirements, you will need to have started the Monkey Madness quest and to have the Ninja Monkey Grigri. There is another way you could get here, and that is by using the fairy ring code CLR. And I'm getting attacked by a scorpion. Oh well. So anyway, as I was saying, but to use that fairy code, you will need to have freed the Monkey King Awogi in Recipe for Disaster. Now let's make our way to the Ape Atoll course, where your Grigri and then I am actually in the resizable classic layout. This is so you can zoom out super far, as you can see. And then make sure to right click, shift, and then you can mark the tile. This one right here, which is very important. Climb up the tree and I'll show you another obstacle course, or another 2 tiles that it hopes to have marked as well. Right here, these 2 tiles right here, it's very important to mark them. That's just west of this jungle plant. Now that you've done that, make your way back over here and you can mark this one as well. In my case it's pink, which I'm not sure why that is, but again, you want to zoom out as far as you can, and we'll be zooming in 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that we have successfully zoomed in, play around with your camera a little bit so you have a little more view of the background. And I already lined up my lines accordingly, but you will want to somehow make sure that these little arrows are somewhere in the yellow box. Once that is done, pretty much just click it. And it should be, again, once we click there, it should be on that rope swing, in which case you just may have to play with it a little bit. And then right here. Now, I know it's kind of off on the screen, but every time I do this, it's pretty much off a little bit, and you just have to realign it until you're pretty much good for 6 hours. And right here is very important. You look at the dots on where that stepping stone is, and you could just move your map a little bit, change it, and then so you can just kind of line it up a little bit. And now we should be good, as long as this first tile does line up right here, and it does. Now this first dot where you should see my mouse, it's perfectly lined up to climb up the tree, to climb up the monkey bars, and to climb up the skull slope. And since we didn't mark the 2 tiles, oh, well, what do you know? I was actually 1 tile off. So let me mark that. There we go. So you see how my marker is pretty much almost in the 2 yellow squares. It doesn't matter where you click within the yellow squares, just as long as you click them. and no matter what, you'll always have access to swing that rope. Afterwards, again, I mean, it does not line up right now. So pretty much just click anywhere you want right here. And right here, it does depend if you see how the 4 dots line up. The 5th one, it usually does, but for each dot that you kind of miss is a game tick. So depending on if you want a little bit AFK, you can put it on the 4th and final dot, or if you're paying attention, you could click as soon as possible on that very first dot. It just depends if you want to pretty much AFK this a little bit while still maintaining XP. And speaking of the experience rates, and granted, this is with 75 agility that you no longer fail the course. You can do about 66 laps while you're pretty much AFK, and I mean, like, let's say you're watching TV, through your peripheral, you could kind of see that your player stopped moving. You can move your mouse to the next dot, and then just click again when you kind of know it stopped moving. You can watch movies while doing this. Granted, you will need to have like a little laptop or a second monitor and line up the lines accordingly, but while you are just doing this method, again, just pretty much somewhat AFK, you can do between 66 to 78 laps, which does equal to 38,280 experience per hour. The maximum, if you are paying attention while still kind of AFKing this, waiting for some game ticks and stuff, little delay, you could get a maximum of 45,240 agility XP per hour. Now you might be thinking, why would you actually be doing this? And that's because the Shears rooftop course, if you are a pure, it will max out at 27,480 experience per hour. So this course bypasses, because it is not access to 1 defense pures. With 75 agility, this course is about 17,000 extra experience per hour. Again, this is just like, it's somewhat AFK-ish, and you won't run out of run while you're not paying attention. If you have completed Monkey Madness 2, the monkey will start counting the laps, and at 100, you unlock the basic tier. The maximum requires 2,000 laps to have completed. And if you're curious how many laps you have completed, you want to go to the start of the course, and you could do a lap count at Bawoba. And then right now, well, since I have yet to do it, as I am a weird account build, he will not count my laps. So if you're going for collection log, make sure to complete Monkey Madness 2 beforehand. Now for the true XP rates, if you are paying attention, and I mean like paying attention, you're pretty much on tick and you know where the next course will be. Granted, you will actually have to have stamina potions and energy potions, because you will start running out about every 17 laps. You will need to drink a stamina potion or something. So continue to click, and if you're paying full attention, you can do between 91 to a maximum of 95 laps an hour. Now the AFK version of it I did show you earlier does between 66 to 78 laps, so you can tell it's a little bit quicker. And again, while you are doing this, you can get between 52,780 agility XP up to a max of 55,000 100 XP per hour. This does make this course better than the Polybonage, the Prifdinius course, and Relica course, although for Relica, it pretty much is like a perfect lap, which does require 89 agility. So from 75 agility all the way up to 89, you want to do Ape Atoll course. Granted, you will not be getting the Marks of Grace. And if you are curious, Prifdinius agility course is 41,000 XP per hour. Since Ape Atoll gives you 55k XP per hour, this course is about 13 to 14,000 XP per hour better in agility. So yeah, I mean, I kind of found that odd that this course, a level 75 spot, is better than a couple other laps, although, I mean, since we'll be getting the lap count if you have completed Monkey Madness 2, so this could be like a little viable method for people going for speed runs. With that, thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, as it really does help.